listeners. I hope that everyone is having an incredible spring and that you survived the winter well intact. Today we're going to be talking about pH and how it can affect our body and how we can balance it out. So you might be wondering what pH is. pH is actually the body's measure of the acidity versus alkaline nature of what's happening in the body overall. The importance of balancing pH is because it can manifest in our bodies in ways that make us feel very sick and under the weather. So, when the body is highly acidic or even mildly acidic, we can find that our body is manifesting symptoms of minor illnesses such as colds and flus or major issues like cancer or any other thing that is deemed incurable or kind of out of our hands, when the nature of the health of the cells actually dictates what presents in our body. So, for example, cancer is at the basic level a highly inflamed cell, and that cell is highly inflamed because the body's state is too acidic. So, we are working with how to counteract that in this vlog today. So now that I told you what pH is, we will go into how to balance it out. So if you are a type of person that likes measurable goals, you can use pH strips to measure your urine in the morning or in the evening or even between meals to see what your pH is. So it gives you a good piece of data to use when you are introducing new foods and seeing how they affect you. You can use food charts online that show acidic foods and all the way up through alkalizing foods. There are foods that are more so to one side or the other. There are foods that are highly on one side or the other. And so doing a pH balance would include having high alkaline foods, which would be things like broccoli, kale, peas, celery, anything raw and green. And something to highlight in what I just said is that it's important that it is raw and not cooked. Once you cook these foods, some of the benefits are lost, and that is the whole idea between doing a pH balance with raw foods. There are a lot of different charts and recipes online that you can use that are free and accessible and easy, and they are really, really helpful to do an overhaul of the body or just little tweaks if you're noticing some things come up for you. It's really important to be aware of how you're feeling during this time as well. There is a process that can happen where you do a kind of detox period. So you may notice that for a little while the symptoms feel a little bit more intense or worse, or aches and pains come up. And that is actually really normal. It is your body showing you that it's getting rid of the toxins that have built up. So keeping a journal or being really mindful and aware of how your body is feeling is incredibly important during this time, because it'll kind of show you how long it takes you to do this, maybe how much you had built up in your body, and it'll show you a clearer path if you want to do it again or keep doing it on a regular basis. I do want to mention that using a really well-informed way of doing this is also a good idea. Some people might be a little bit more sensitive to introducing so much fiber via the greens at one time, so easing their way into it and maybe easing their way out of it is good for them. Other people want to go, in super crazy and fast, and that's another way to do it too. It's totally how you resonate with it and what feels good to you. There are also different ways that you can implement it as far as food forms. So you can do it like I was mentioning with just having the whole vegetables raw and chewing on them and having them in their right out of the garden state, or you can choose to juice them or put them in a smoothie. I do want to highlight putting them in a juice or a smoothie. If you are adding acidic things like sweet juices to those drinks, that it may counteract the pH balancing effect because they have high amounts of sugar in them. So just consult the charts to see what is best for combining before you add something sugary and sweet to those juices and smoothies. So I wish you the best of luck in your cleanse and let us know how it goes, all of this awareness and wellness for the spring. Have a good one, guys.